They can take our clothes.
Thank you. Back so the people in the front.
At 1 o'clock this morning, the New York City Police Department and the owners of Zuccotti Park notified protesters in the park that they had to immediately remove tents, sleeping bags, and other belongings.
Louis, L-O-U-I-E, Valencia, V-A-L-E-N, as in Nick, C-I-A. Last night I was watching the live stream when they were de-occupying the park, and was watching that till about 4:30. I tried to come down, but all the subways were closed, and so was the Brooklyn Bridge, so there was no way to get down here.
My name is Mansoor Khan, that's M-A-N-S-O-O-R, Khan, K-H-A-N. I live in Brooklyn, New York, and I've lived in the city for the past 8 years.
Okay. The sign that you're holding, can I ask you, what does it say? And
it says, "Dictators attack the people at night," because I feel that's when most dictators will come and get you, in the middle of the night while you're sleeping. They don't do it in broad daylight. I mean, some of them do, but it's something that, you know, shouldn't happen in a democracy. That's a sign of a democracy that's not working, in which 70-odd peaceful protesters sleeping at night are arrested for doing nothing more than exercising their rights.
I'm Will Schneider. I live here in New York City.
Okay, so you've been here since the beginning of the protest?
I've been here since the 3rd week. I was actually asleep, and I got up at 3:30, and I was shocked by what had happened. It seemed rather like being here yesterday and seeing all the beauty that was taking place in this park. Open discussions, think tanks, and the books, and just peacefully gathering and protesting.
Members of the NYPD and Sanitation Department assisted in removing any remaining tents and sleeping bags. This action was taken at this time of the day to reduce the risk of confrontation in the park and to minimize disruption to the surrounding neighborhood.
This morning was kind of shocking, and I think that most of the occupiers are in a bit of shock. Bloomberg had previously stated that he would let us stay.
And then to take that away from us, like at 1 o'clock in the morning, shutting down the subways, the bridges, it's wrong. Like, they're just playing really dirty, and that's not the way, that's the problem with this country. We have an immature attitude about one another, about politics, about how we should deal with our society and our neighbors, and no mature conversations are happening. And that's part of this movement as well.
Protesters were asked to temporarily leave the park while this occurred, and were told that they would be free to return to the park once Brookfield finished cleaning.
On all the occasions that you were here, did you see any reason to agree with the allegations of there being possible health problems or unsanitary conditions or unsafe conditions?
Not at all. I think that there was a committee that basically was organized for cleanliness. People came down and cleaned the park every day.
My name is Angie Richards, A-N-G-I-E, Richards, R-I-C-H-A-R-D-S. We have a sanitation crew that cleans that park 24 hours a day. They do not stop.
I think that's kind of absurd when you weigh First Amendment rights with sanitation. I think people who are trying to make them equivalent, it's not. Sanitation is not the foundation of democracy. The free speech is.
And if this was such a big problem, why doesn't Bloomberg clean the parks in the Bronx, in Queens, in Brooklyn? If cleanliness is really the issue, there are several other parks that need to be addressed first.
If the park was so unsanitary, do they honestly think that throwing away thousands of dollars in medical equipment was going to help that?
Don't wait on it.
Cleanliness, hygiene. I don't think New York City generally cares about that. You step on the subway, you see that pretty quickly. I think people here have definitely put forth a huge effort to keep the park clean.
And we are happy that they cleaned our park. Thank you for cleaning our park. All right. Come. We pay you guys good tax money to clean our park, so it all worked out in the end. Are they defecating in there? I don't see anybody defecating in there right now. I don't smell anything yet.
and were told that they would be free to return to the park once Brookfield finished cleaning. We are now ready to reopen the park, but understand that there is a court order, which we have not yet actually received, enjoining us from enforcing Brookfield's rules, and so the park will remain closed until we can clarify that situation.
We can't! You won't let us in!
We got copies this morning of a temporary restraining order that was issued against the city that said that the city had to let people back in. We marched down here with copies of the restraining order and actually read them aloud to the assembled police. And then a bunch of us, including myself, were in the hearing this afternoon at the courthouse at Foley Square. My name's James McGregor. It's JamesMcGregor, and I live in New Jersey. Bloomberg's press release that he put out after they evicted all the protesters from the park was that they wanted to reopen the park to the public, that there wasn't public access. And you know, we're standing here today. We came here at 9 a.m. this morning. We don't have backpacks. You know, I wanted to come and, you know, he says we can express our First Amendment rights, or we can, you know, do what people would normally do here and read my magazine and drink a cup of coffee. We came here to do that this morning, and this park is totally empty, except for, you know, 100 New York City police officers and some private security hired by Brookdale. So if the park is to be given back to the public for public use, I don't see that happening. I see a lot of hypocrisy on Bloomberg's side.